Yo. RX back with another breakdown of UFC 320 Nikolay versus Pereira 2. We finally back with a pay-per-view breakdown of a pay-per-view in the good old T-Mobile Arena in LV that is, in my opinion, pretty good. I think this card's really good, actually. I think it's pretty strong, which I know come from me, that's very rare to actually hear me say something like that, but I do think this is a pretty good card. I like all three sets of the card, I think are good. The early prelims I think are pretty solid, the prelims are good, the main card's good. I think this is a good looking card and I am very excited for it. Obviously pay-per-views are back, so that's of course exciting just in its own right, and after a month without them, nothing last month outside of like 2 or 3 shitty fucking cards and fight nights, so it's good to have pay-per-views back, and especially coming back with one that is this good, and not even the last one of the month. Obviously we'll get one at the end of the month as well, 321, which is looking iffy, but for the first pay-per-view in a long time and of the month, I'm looking forward to this. I think this is a very good looking card, and I'm very excited for it. So, not every fight's a gem on this card, but a lot of them are good, and I'm excited for them. So, we'll see. On paper, I think this card looks very strong. We'll see in execution. That could either be disappointing or live up to the expectations. We'll see. But I'm excited. So happy pay-per-views are back, especially for one that's this good. So, what else can I say? I've seen enough fight nights for a minute. I'm ready for shit that actually matters. Let's get to pay-per-views. Let's get to titles on the line, big fights, rankings, all that shit. Let's do it. 320. Pay-per-views are back with a bang. Thank fuck, is all I can say. So, I think that's about all I gotta say in this intro. Guess the only thing really left to say is the normal YouTube bullshit, and that is please like, comment, and subscribe. 200 subs go by the end of 2025. And let's not forget to say something which I don't believe I am. I did YouTube bullshit. I talked about the card the best way I can without going into too much depth. I'm excited. Looks like a good card. I'm excited to break down, even if some fights will be quicker than others. Some will still be an hour and a half video. And, yeah. Good to have pay-per-views back is what matters. So let's not waste any more time, and let's break them down, shall we? Let's do it. UFC 320 breakdown. Get all intro out of the way. Breakdowning in the way. You ready? I know I am. 14 fights in Las Vegas. Pay-per-view. Let's go. And we'll begin all the way down the card at number 1 of 14 in the women's flyweight division for a fight that's one of the easy ones on the card to predict. Not really a whole lot to be said here, so that's good. Very simple fight here. Not the greatest fight on the card, but it's fine. At least there's one good fighter in this fight, as we have in our first fight of the night to open UFC's 320 to bring back pay-per-views on the early prelims, which are airing on everything, including ESPN. So you should be able to see it if you want. We have to open UFC 320 to welcome pay-per-views back. We begin at women's flyweight like we always do with female fights lately, beginning with Veronica Hardy versus Brogan the Bear Walker. Yeah, not a barn burner to be in the card, but it's a fight. We've seen much worse lately, and at least one of the fighters in this fight is pretty good. The other is garbage, but one is good, one is not. So better than nothing. Gonna be an easy one to predict. Everyone's gonna get a pick right off the bat. So I guess if you all look at it in that positive light, fine fight, pretty predictable. Let's talk about it. As we will begin with our first fighter of the night, the Venezuelan American, the wife of Dan Hardy. Still no idea how he pulled that shit off. Veronica Hardy, 9-5-1, 29 years old. Was she in UFC 4 and 5 in UFC? She's gotten better. Her first, you kind of gotta talk about her run in two parts. Her first run where she went 1-4, beat Yana, but lost to Ashley Evans-Smith, Andrea Lee, Jillian Robertson, and Bia Malecki. But then when she came back in 2023, after a couple years away, she really improved. She was shit at the beginning, but after coming back in 2023, she is 3-1, beat Juliana Miller, Jamie Lynn Horth, JJ Aldridge, but did lose to Eduarda Mora, which I not the greatest loss in the world, but at least that is someone who is ranked at the moment and is okay-ish enough, I guess. Still better than Hardy was doing before. She's looking good. She's looked good. Even that more fight, she looked okay, but she was just outclassed at times. And yeah, to be 3-1 her last 4 for where she was at one point, pretty damn good. And she was looking like she was gonna be a top 15 fighter at one point. She still could be, because I do think she's pretty decent. But yeah, and Water was just a bad matchup for her. But now she is bouncing back, getting a little super step down in competition from Eduarda, and the UFC is just getting her back on track, because she is good. I do think she is pretty decent. I think she easily is a top 20 flyweight. I get her wins are not great. Like, if you look at her 4 wins, Yana, shit. Juliana Miller, awful. Jamie Lynn Horth, mid. JJ Aldridge, fine. So, you know, nothing amazing, but wins are wins for her, especially when she was losing to trash fighters before. To now be able to beat them is good, and again, improvement. She's, again, with Dan Hardy, who is a genius when it comes to MMA, very good coach, and, yeah, we'll see how he looks here. Hasn't fought since November last year, so almost a year away. Still pretty young. See what she can do. She should be getting an easy win to get back on track here. That's what the UFC wants it to be. Let's see if she obliges. And then for the terrible opponent, Brogan Walker, 7-4, 36 years old, from fighting out of Guam. I think she's the only fighter from Guam in the UFC, or fighting out of it, I don't really know. 0-2 in the UFC, coming off the Ultimate Fighter, where she did make it to the finale, but lost to Juliana Miller a couple years ago, and then in her second UFC fight, she got demolished by Yasmin Lucindo a few years ago on her way up, and we haven't seen her since. This is her first fight in over 2 years. She's only gotten older. She's terrible before. I doubt she's better now. Fighting, going up a weight class, it seems. So what weight class was this? Flyweight. So okay, so she's still fighting at flyweight. I don't know. Edmen began at flyweight, or I don't remember it. But yeah, Brogan, shit fighter on Tough, shit fighter in the UFC so far. Has only gotten older, 2 years away of getting rusty, been worse. Yeah, she's awful. No idea why she's still here, but she's just gonna be cannon fodder here, and yeah, she's pretty terrible. So that's really all there is to say. She's just cannon fodder. And the betting odds agree, having Veronica Hardy minus 600 to plus 400. Yeah, I don't disagree. You could have Veronica up. I think she is almost minus 800 at this point. Yeah, you could have her upwards of minus 800. She's gonna win this fight with ease. She's just better. She's younger, better. What else do you want me to say? She's gonna win this with been more active, which said a lot for Veronica Hardy. Veronica's gonna win this easily. Hardy by decision. Pretty easy. Not really much to say. Could she get a finish? Maybe, but it's unlikely. She's just gonna outclass Brogan like she did against Juliana and all her other wins. party. Decision, pretty easy. One of the easiest picks of the night, which says a lot. There's a few. Brogan Walker's awful. Veronica Hardy's decent. Easy pick there. Nothing else to say. After that, we get to our second fight of the night, our first of many male fights of the night, and one of the few a little bit difficult fights on the night to predict, as in our second fight of the night, we start off the male side of the card with a pretty decent fight. I know maybe on paper this doesn't sound like a banger, but I think this fight looks pretty decent, and especially how these guys have looked as of late. We have in our second fight of the night, up at welterweight, one of the harder fights on the card to predict, even though maybe again the names don't look fantastic, but the card does look, the fight does look decent. How these guys have been performing lately. As we have in our second fight of the night at welterweight, Ramiz Brahimaj versus Austin Gentleman Vanderford. Again, maybe a shit-looking fight name-wise, but looking at how these guys have been doing lately, both 2-fight winning streaks, both riding pretty high right now, I think it's a pretty good fight. I enjoy it. I think it's, again, one of the harder fights on the card to predict. I'm fine with the fight. I think it's decent. Yeah, but I think this could be good. I'm not gonna shit on this fight. I think it's it's a fine fight, and, I'm intrigued to see what happens here, so let's get into it. We'll begin with some more UFC experienced guy, Ramiz Brahimaj, kind of having a career renaissance right now. 12-5, 32 years old, 4-3 in the UFC. His 4 wins have been Sasha Palatnikov, Michael Gilmore, Mickey Gall, and Billy Ray Goff. His 3 losses have been Max Griffin, Court McGee, and Samba Garimbo. Ramiz, for a while, was pretty shit. His wins were, again, Gilmore and Palatnikov, terrible fighters. His losses, he was losing to good fighters. Court and Max are good veterans. Samba, at that time, was still looking like a good prospect. But then, out of nowhere, Ramiz fought Mickey Gall in November last year, knocked him out cold, looked good, and then fought Billy Ray Goff in May and ran through him like paper. And now Ramiz is looking pretty good. Is it against terrible fighters? Yes. Is it still better than he was doing before? To an extent, I would say yes. His striking has more than improved, that's for sure, because before he was never really a great striker. His grappling, we've not seen too much of. He did get a submission on Billy, so that was impressive, but we'll see how his grappling has improved here, because that has been an issue. That's why he lost to Themba in court. His grappling has just kind of been a little bit weak at times. I'm still not gonna call him like, oh, he's a good prospect, but I think he's fine. He's getting better. Clearly, he's only 32 years old, but he still has a little bit more time to improve. This would be a good win for him here. If he can get it, that'd be a really good 3-fight streak for him. And we'll see if he can get the win here. Let's see, because Vanderford, I think, is much better than the 2 guys he just beat. So we'll see if he can get another win that would look pretty decent, and if so, then we'd talk about how Ramiz has actually got better. But we'll see, because he's going to have a very upwards battle here against a guy who is more of a grappler. So we'll see if his grappling really is improved. He probably has a better strike here. We'll see if he can keep it where he wants it, because that's been a problem for him in his losses. But so far on this winning streak, Ramiz looks good. See how good he's really gotten, though, or is he just really picking off shit fighters? We're gonna find out. And then for the opponent in his second UFC fight, even though he probably should have been here a lot sooner, the 13-2 Mr. Van Zant Austin Vanderford, 35 years old, 1-0 in the UFC after stepping in on short notice to fight Nikolay Veretennikov, who we'll talk about in a couple minutes. He stepped in on short notice, was actually the underdogs there, and looked really damn good. Ran through Veretennikov like nothing, finished him late in round 2, just dominated him, looked very good. And yeah, that was a good debut for him. We'll see how this fight goes. Definitely a step up from Veretennikov. It would be possible to be a step down, so we'll see how he does here. I'm not gonna say Vanderford's a prospect. He's 35, and we know he's not the greatest because we saw how his Bellator career ended, with him getting finished in back-to-back fights in round 1. But he's alright. He seems to be decent. He looks like he can beat up shittier fighters. His grappling is decent. His hands, we didn't really get to see much of in the debut from what I remember. We'll see if we get to see more of that here, and if so, it could be either a good or a bad thing. But yeah, we know we're getting from. He's mainly a grappler. Again, we all know him more infamously for being Mr. Van Zandt. And we'll see what he can do here. We know his game plan's going to try and be grappling Ramiz, but if that doesn't work, can he strike? We'll see. How does that cardio hold up if he can't get the takedown? Does the chin hold up? Let's see. Second UFC fight, first one on a full camp against a much better opponent. See what Vanderford can do here in his second UFC walk on a pretty big stage here on a pay-per-view undercard. See how he does. Let's see how he does on a full camp against a little bit better competition. The betting I'd say he's going to do very good, having it minus 250, I think up to minus 300 now, 2 plus 200 or whatever Ramiz is at this point. I don't know if I'd have him that big of a favorite. I get it, Vanderford should probably win, but I don't know if I'd have him that big of a favorite. I would say the highest I would put him is like minus 210. Like, he should win. More than likely he should win. He is probably better than Ramiz. But can he get the takedowns and all that? We'll see. He's an inch taller, 2 inches in reach. If he can get takedowns, this could get worrying, because Ramiz's striking is starting to look good, and his power has gotten better. So we'll see if Vanderford can strike from if it turns into that. If not, if he can just grapple fuck Ramiz like Garimbo and Court McGee did, then yeah, obviously everything's going to be fine. He's going to win. But if it turns into a striking match, can Austin survive that and do good? We'll see. So I don't love the betting odds being that wide, but I guess I can understand them. I'm gonna go Vanderford. I think he should be able to get the nod here. Ramiz, I'm not trying to, like, again, good on him for getting a winning streak going, but how much of that is who he's beating is shit, and how much of that is him actually being good. I'm gonna lean more towards the first part of that debate. So again, good on him for getting the winning streak against shittier opponents, but yeah, I'm going to say that the streak ends here. I'm going to say Vanderford gets the win by decision. I think, is just the better fighter. I think he can get to takedowns like Thumba and Court McGee did, and I think Vanderford will get to the win here. So give me Austin Vanderford by decision. I do think the odds should be a little bit closer, because I could see a world where Ramiz stops to takedowns and wins, but I'm going to say Vanderford gets a nod, and I'm going to go by decision. Maybe a finish is possible, but I don't think that Max Griffin finished him, but Court and Thumba couldn't. So give me Vanderford by decision, but he needs it. Well, the takedowns are going to be important to get. See if he can get them. Betting odds to look really good or really bad, but I'm going to say they're going to look fine. Give me Vanderford by decision. So first two picks, Dan Hardy's wife and Paige Van Zandt's husband. How funny. After that, we go to our third fight of the card, staying at welterweight for a fight that I think is worse than the one that came before it, but you know, it is what it is. I believe this is one of the more recent fights booked on this card. I think this was booked like a week or two ago, so you know, quick turnaround for one of these guys and short notice for both. So that'll be interesting to see how they deal with that. As we have in our third fight of the night, staying at welterweight for a fight that's a bit of a downgrade from the last one, how Vanderford beat the guy who's in this fight, so tell me the logic there. As we have our third fight of the night at welterweight on not the longest notice and a step down from our last fight, we have Punahele, Soriano versus Nikolay Veretennikov. Another pretty easy fight to predict here. Maybe not as much of a for certain pick as Hardy and Walker, but still pretty close to being as confident. There's not really much to break down here. So unless some bullshit happens, it should be pretty easy to pick. So let's talk about the fighters. We'll begin with another dude who's been doing really good lately after being pretty ass in the UFC for a while. The undefeated welterweight at the moment, 11-4, Punahele Soriano, 32 years old, 2-0 at welterweight since moving down from middleweight where he kind of sucked. No reason we're talking about his middleweight career. He was undersized and just not that good. He got a couple wins coming off Contender Series, but against no one good. And whenever he did fight up in competition, or even down in competition, he fought Maximov and Stoltzfus and still lost, so, you know, great. But, now he's down at welterweight and he's undefeated, since moving down last year. He has beat Miguel Baeza and Uros Medic. Not great wins, Baeza, shit, and Medic, that was a good win, knocking out him in about 31 seconds. Impressive, good. Yeah, Puna is looking good at welterweight. His grappling has looked like it got better. His cardio looks like it's got better. We already know his striking and power is good. This is more of his weight class. He's not as undersized because he's only, what, how tall is he? Where's his height? 5'11". Yeah, so he was a little undersized for middleweight, but now he's perfect size for welterweight. And, yeah, undefeated, fighting the easiest opponent he has got at welterweight so far in his third fight. Yeah, well, you know, Puna still has those bombs in his hands, and looks like he's improved in other facets of the game, so yeah, good for Puna having another career renaissance after the much-needed move now. And then for the opponent, who I don't know how is still in the UFC, Nikolay Veretennikov, the Kazakhstanian, and we're never going to see Shavkat fight, so we got to see one welterweight Kazakhstan fight. 13-6, 35 years old, 1-2 in the UFC. His 2 losses in the UFC were his short-notice debut against Danny Barlow, where he looked forgettable, and then obviously the fight we talked about a few minutes ago, him getting smashed in by Austin Vanderford. He threw a temper tantrum, should have been cut after that, but whatever, the UFC likes him. And then his last fight a couple months ago, he beat Francisco Prado in a sloppy clown show. Close fight, could have won either way. A lot of people don't think he won that fight, but they both suck. And that was my lock of the night for the card. Thank you, Prado, you fucking bum. And now Veretennikov keeps his job, another fight, and is going into this one with a win. Yeah, he's terrible. Like, that whole Prado fight, the commentary was mainly just shitting on both guys for being awful. So, yeah, Veretennikov's awful. He has no business being in the UFC. He has good height on him, like for welterweight 6'1", so he usually is towering over the guy he's fighting most lately. But outside that, he's awful, and yeah, all I can say, there's the close debate between who I think's better between him and Brogan Walker. I'd probably pick him, but yes, close. So yeah, I think he's terrible. That simple. The betting odds are agreeing to an extent, having Puna minus 220 to plus 180. I would have Puna a bigger favorite than Vanderford. I think he's in a much easier fight. Puna should probably be, I would say, minus 290. I struggle to give him minus 300 because it is still Puna. He's going to fuck up eventually and go back to his kind of mid form. But will it be here? I doubt it. He's a little bit shorter, which I don't love, and his reach is smaller by 2 inches. But he should still be able to get the win here. He's better. And Veretennikov's awful, so Puna is better on feet and probably better on the ground, so he should win this, and I'm gonna go Puna by knockout in the first. I think he should be able to crack the chin of Veretennikov. He does not really got good defense, and we know Puna's gonna throw bombs at him, so give me Puna by knockout in the first. I just don't think Veretennikov is really good. Could he fluke his way into another win? Yeah, Puna, again, is a guy who's kind of underwhelming at times and can shit the bed. But at welterweight, he's looked good so far, and I think he's just levels above Veretennikov, so he should win this. Again, this is the easiest fight at welterweight so far, and that says a lot when you fought Miguel Baeza, who is just not that great. So when you look terrible compared to Miguel Baeza, that says a lot, so give me Punahele Soriano by knockout in the first, and yeah, confident but not super confident. Like, I want to be like extremely confident, but it's hard to be in Puna. He should win, but we'll see. I don't want. I'm praying he does. Fuck Veretennikov for multiple reasons. But yeah, give me Puna by knockout in the first. Don't shit the bed. You should win this easily, and please do Puna. So, first finish of the night, we'll go to Puna by knockout in the first. After that, we get to our co-main event of the early prelims, the worst fight on the card because it's two complete who's. Well, one's a tomato can and one's a who. I'm not gonna waste any time on this fight because you don't care, I don't care, and no one cares. The worst fight on the card at bantamweight, our co-main event of the prelims. We have a clown show can battle, more than likely, unless this Polish dude's any good. We have Patchy, no talent mix versus Jakub, Macy, Wikłacz. Who? We know Patchy Mix is awful. I have no idea who Jakub is, but I'm gonna pick Jakub because I doubt Dance with the Devil I don't know than the one I do know. Give me Jakub by decision because Patchy Mix is fucking garbage, and yeah, hopefully this Jakub's dude isn't any good. I remember when this fight got booked, a few people were saying, oh wow, Patchy could lose this. We'll see if this Jakub dude's any good, coming from, is it KSW? KSW, please be better than some of your other guys. Who was that Polish clown from a few weeks ago that fought William Gomez, Ruchala, some shit? So, yeah. I'm going Jakub by decision. No idea if he's good or not, but you can't be worse than Patchy Mix, right? Jakub by decision. Simple. Next. A little under half an hour in, we finally get to our featured early prelim, a top 10 battle in the women's bantamweight division. Both of these women highly ranked in division, so we'll see who will get the win and either keep their spot or climb up the rankings, as we have a fight that shockingly has not happened yet, but is going to happen on Saturday night. We have in the women's bantamweight division to close out the early prelims with the featured early prelim in the top 10 of women's bantamweight. We have Machine Gun Kelly, Macy, Chiasson versus Yana, Foxy, Santos. Yeah, somehow this is a top 10 fight in a division. I don't know how either. But, yeah, this is a, fight. It's okay, nothing special. At least it is a ranked fight, which is a rarity to see in the last couple cards. So it's good to see some rankings on the line here. I think I think Chiasson's like 6 versus like number 9 or some shit. This will be interesting. This will be interesting to see what happens here. A fight that's shockingly not happened before. I think a pretty difficult one to pick because it's hard to really trust either. Yeah, you don't give a fuck what I'm saying about this fight, do you? Okay, let's just get to the point. We'll begin with the higher ranked fighter and the manlier fighter, Machine Gun Kelly, Macy Chiasson, 10-4, 34 years old, 8-4 in the UFC. Her wins have been, coming off winning the Ultimate Fighter, Penny Kianzan, Gina Mazzani, Sarah Moras, Shanna Young, Marion Renault, Norm Dumont, Penny Kianzan again, and Mayo Bueno Silva. Her only losses have been Lena Landsberg, Raquel Pennington, Irene Aldana, and Ketlin Vieira. Macy is a talented fighter that just gets in her own way too much and underperforms. If Macy fought at her potential every fight, she'd be a solid top 5 fighter and would probably might have fought for a title by now. But weight issues, not being active, inconsistency in the cage had kind of just screwed her over. We saw how she did in her last fight against Ketlin Vieira. She looked horrendous. She got 30-27 and looked like she didn't know how to fight. But then her last 2 fights before then, she looked phenomenal. So, I don't know. I think Macy's an annoying one. She is talented, or she's just beating up shit fighters. That's for you to decide. But, I don't know, she's a frustrating one to watch. Again, the weight cut, she's only missed weight once, thankfully, but I think a couple other fights she has had troubles with it. Her striking has never really improved that much. She's mainly a decent grappler. Her cardio's never been the greatest. She's fine, but she definitely... I don't know, she just definitely has not performed to her potential as a fighter. And again, she probably should have done a lot more in the UFC by now than be just pretty average, but... I don't know. She's fine, but she could have done more by now. Got a great camp, I think, with Safe Sayud, I believe. Good, got the talent, but just inconsistency, inactivity, and weight issues have just always been the nail in her coffin for a lot of these fucking problems, man. So it sucks, but that's the Macy Chiasson story. And then for the opponent, somehow feels like she's been in the UFC forever, but really she doesn't have that many fights. Yana, Santos, 16 and 8, 35, gonna be 38 years old in a month, or 38, 36 years old. I wish I could do math. 6 and 5 in the UFC. Again, it feels like she's been in the UFC for a lot longer. Her wins in the UFC have been Lena Landsberg, Marion Renault, Julia Styarenko, Kelly Vieta, Chelsea Chandler, Misha Tate. Her losses have been Cyborg, Aspen Ladd, Irene Aldana, Holly Holm, and Carol Hossa. Yana is a forgettable fighter. She's one of those fighters who you'll watch fight and forget because she never does anything interesting. She just knows how to win. She's perfectly fine. She's not awful at anything, but she's not great at anything. There's no skill of hers where you're like, oh no, I hope this doesn't happen. She's okay. She knows how to win. 2-fight winning streak against pretty shit competition. Chelsea Chandler, who, enough said there, and Misha Tate, who's about 50. I don't know, she's fine, she knows how to win. She's just one of those fighters like your Noah Mags, like your Angie Hills, like your Michael Johnsons, like your, who's another fighter who just knows how to win, like one of those fighters. They know how to win. It's not going to be exciting, but it's a win. And that's about Yana Santos for you. She's on a nice streak right now after a bad losing streak. Can she win? Yeah. Can she lose? Yeah. Are you gonna be confident in either? Usually no, unless she's fighting someone really good, which here she's obviously not. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. She's fine, but, do you remember any of her fights? No. Is she ever gonna give you a highlight? No. She's fine. It's Yana Santos. Thiago Santos' wife, I guess, another fucking husband or wife on this card, crazy. She's there. Again, I feel like she has more UFC fights, and it feels like she should be a lot older, but I guess neither are true. What is true are the betting odds that have Macy Chiasson a big favorite, minus 225 to plus 185. I don't agree there. I think Macy's one that's always a pain to trust, because wasn't she like a big favorite against Ketlin as well, and again, obviously we saw what happened there. Yeah, she was minus 150 there, so she's prone to losing as a favorite. And again, if you want MMA mass, Yana dominated Kelly Vieta, who's not even good, so what does that tell you? I don't know. This is a hard one to predict. I would definitely have the odds a lot closer. I would have probably Chiasson like minus 140 to 150. Like, I get why she's the favorite, but she could lose this. She is much taller, much bigger reach, only a year younger. On the feet, who's better? Probably Yana, but neither are great strikers. On the ground, who's better? It depends. Offensively, Macy probably, but defensively, I think Yana could probably do better off her back than Macy. Cardio, I think Yana's a little bit better. Experience, Yana's better. It's a weird fight. It could go either way. Does Macy show up to her potential? If so, she is the better fighter and she can win, but does she underperform? Yana is, of course, 60 and not that good. It's a tough one to predict, but I think I'm going to lean... God damn it. I'm gonna go. My gut tells me Yana Santos is the pick. I don't know why, but I just feel like she has the momentum. Macy's prone to choking. Give me Yana Santos by decision. I hate to say it, but I just have a weird feeling she's the right pick here. So give me Yana by decision. Fuck it. I don't. Do I feel confident? No. Would I bet it? Probably not. But find out on the Parlay show on Thursday night. But I don't know. I just have a weird feeling she's the pick here. So give me Yana Santos by decision. Macy could win this, and if she does, I wouldn't be shocked. But I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna go with who I know is gonna fight in one way and one way only. Do I feel confident? No, but fuck it. I'm gonna go for what the feeling is, and that is the underdog. Give me Yana Santos by decision. I hate picking against Macy because she is decent. She is the better fighter, but the better fighter is not the better fighter if they underperform and make themselves the worst fighters. So I don't know. Give me Yana Santos by decision in a fight that I think could go either way. And that's the early prelims. They're decent. I think the beginning's pretty decent, and then kind of falls short towards the end. This fight's terrible. This is fine. It's a ranked fight at least. And yeah, that's the early prelims. Took about over half an hour, but I don't know. There's some decent fights there, and I think they deserve a little bit of talking about it. I think two of them could be pretty close. Two of them are pretty clear, and no one cares about this one. So good early prelims. I think they're good, and should be a good way to kick off the card. So there you go with that. But that's 5 fights down. We still got plenty to go on a 14-fight card, and we got even more prelims to go. So let's not waste any more time, and let's talk about it. Let's move into the prelims. 37 minutes into the video, as we begin with a banger in the featherweight division. A fight that is a short notice replacement, but a short notice replacement that got moved a few cards. So I'll explain that more in a second. As we have in our prelim opener to kick off the actual prelims, don't get the different. Early prelims just air on Fight Pass or whatever, so I guess that's the big difference, but stupid. Either way, we begin the real prelims with a banger at featherweight between Daniel Willie Cat Santos versus Zombie Jr. Ju Sang Yu. Banging fight to begin the prelims. Daniel Santos, very entertaining, good fighter from Shoot the Box, staying active. Ju Sang Yu, one of the best debuts of the year. Zombie Jr. So we got Charles Oliveira versus Korean Zombie here. What a fight. The story behind this fight, because I did bring it up a second ago, is Ju Sang Yu was stepping in on short notice, but he stepped in on short notice for the Perth card last week. Let me explain. This was meant to be Daniel Santos versus Duho Choi. Duho Choi pulls out, and then Ju Sang Yu stepped in. All that was on the Perth card, but then this fight got pushed over to 320. So there you go. So still a little more time for you, and so there's the backstory there. So he did get a little more time, not a complete short notice. And yeah, still a great fight. Very interesting fight. I'm excited. Let's talk about it. I might say I'm more excited for, of course I want to see Duho Choi fight, but I'm more intrigued in Ju Sang Yu than Duho Choi, really. So let's talk about it. We'll begin with the more experienced guy, the Charles Oliveira teammate, Daniel Santos, 12-2, 30 years old, 3-1 in the UFC. Good to see him staying active after kind of being one of the more inactive dudes in the UFC. And he did lose his debut to Julio Arce, which was understandable at the time, but then he has rattled off 3 wins over the last couple years against John Castaneda, Johnny Muniz, and Jiang Yang Lee. Castaneda, great win. Johnny Muniz, not a good win. Jiang Yang Lee, decent win. Was he the underdog in that fight? I feel like he was. He was, and I picked him there. Got the correct pick. At least I'm betting odds he was the underdog. When Daniel Santos is fighting, he's good. He's very entertaining. He has good striking. Of course, he's from Shoot the Box, so he has grappling. He's pretty decent. He's a very decent fighter. But again, the big problem with him from a lot of his career so far is you see cancellations and inactivity. This is the first time he's had 2 fights in a year since 2022. And it's good to see him staying active because, again, he is good. When he has been active, he has moved up from bantamweights, and now he's not cutting as much weight, so that'll also help him not get so many fights canceled and even fight more often. And that's good because he is good. We've not even seen that much from him. Yeah, only 4 fights, and what we have seen has been pretty good. But we should have saw more by now. But he's still young. He's only 30. And, again, shoot the box. We know they're really respectable camp. Excited with Charles fighting next week. You know, they're going to be motivated. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. This is going to be good. We'll see if he can fraud check the hyped up kid right now. This is going to be good. I'm excited. The UFC wants Daniel to lose, so we'll see if he does. Good to see him staying active. See what he can do here. What Willie Cat can do here. And then for the opponent who we know even less about because we only seen him fight 1 time in the UFC compared to Santos' 4, the very promising Zombie Jr. Saying you 9-0, 31 years old. So he is up there in age for being a prospect, but you know, it is what it is. 1-0 in the UFC where he looked phenomenal in his debut against Jakub, one of the best knockouts of the year, pretty much putting him into the fucking dirt. Back in June, didn't really take any damage. Now he's back here in October. This kid's promising. This kid's really promising. He got found on Dana White's looking for a fight thing. Him and that Mateus Camilo guy who is gonna fight on the next pay-per-view. And between the two, I think we know which guy should have got the hype, and it's not Camilo. Jusang's pretty good from what we've seen, which is not a lot. Well, I want to see more. I can't really say too much. I want to see more. And then, we're going to see more. This is definitely no Jakub. This is definitely a real opponent now. If he's really good, then he can't win this fight. If he's not, he will get fraud checked here. I'm intrigued. This is going to be an interesting one. Excited to see him fight again against a real opponent. Let's see what Zombie Jr. can do. Is he really Zombie Jr.? Let's find out. So, not really a lot to go off of 1 28-second knockout of a can like Jakub. I need a little bit more than that, so let's see a little bit more than that. The bang on saying we won't see more than that, having Daniel Santos minus 135 to plus 110. I get it. I get those odds. I would have this a pick'em. It's hard to really know what we're getting with you yet. He's undefeated, he's 31 years old, and he's looked good so far, but how does he do against real competition? We don't know yet, so I get Santos being the favorite because he is the more known commodity, same height. You actually have a big reach advantage. He's fought better competition, he's been in UFC longer, yada yada. But we don't know you yet, so it's kind of hard to make him an underdog when we really don't know what we're getting with the underdog yet, so I'd have this a pick'em. And I think might pick another tough fight to predict because we know Daniel Santos is good. We don't know if Jusang Yu is good. My pick here is going to be... God, this fight's good. I'm going to go Jusang Yu. I'm going to go with the guy I'm going to, again, kind of like... I'm going to go with the double. I don't know. I know Daniel Santos. I know he's good. But is Jusang Yu better? Is Jusang Yu even good at all? We don't know that yet. But that's what I'm interested to find out. Is he any good? We're gonna find out because if you beat Daniel Santos, you're pretty good. If you lose, obviously you get fraud checked. It's an interesting fight. It's a good fight. I cannot wait for the fight. But I'm gonna go, and still undefeated, I'm gonna go Jusang Yu by knockout in the first. I think he has that power. I think he can get another big knockout. If he's as good as we think he could be, give me Jusang Yu by knockout in the first. I'm intrigued to see what this guy can really do. Fighting a tough opponent like Santos, who has he ever been knocked out, I think, or finished in general? Never. Shoot a box versus Korean Zombie. This is gonna be good, but I'm gonna go the Zombie Jr. by knockout in the first. Let's see what this kid's actually made of. I'm intrigued. I'm excited. Let's see it. Choosing you knockout in first and still undefeated. Let's see what happens, man. That's... it's a pick where I'm going to be thinking about it for the next 2 days until the fight happens. Because it's tough to pick against Daniel Santos, who's really good. But I'm going to go choosing you by decision. Or by knockout in first, my bad. I'm going to pick choosing you is my decision pick. Ha. I'm going to go you by knockout in first. The kid looks good. But is he really? We're going to find out. Give me the unknown. Let's see if he's actually that good. Knockout in the first. There you go. Tough ass fight to be in the prelims, but such a banger. I can't wait. Speaking of good undefeated fighters versus guys we know are pretty good and have been in UFC for a while, our second fight of the prelims, moving down 10 pounds to bantamweight, we have another very good undefeated prospect getting a big step up in competition against a veteran. This is a good fight. It's bantamweight, of course it's a good fight. I'm intrigued to see what happens here. Another really good looking prospect against a veteran. What else can you ask for? As we have in our second fight of the prelims, to continue the streak of undefeated versus veterans on the prelims, we have Farid Ferocious Basharat versus Chris El Guapo Gutierrez. Very good fight here. I know the Basharat name has kind of been ruined by Javid, but if you don't know Farid, he is actually good. Javid's a can. Farid is good. We all know Chris Gutierrez, good veteran division, always been really good. This is a good fight. I'm excited to see what happens here. Let's fucking talk about it. A lot more, we know more about these guys in the last fight at least, so that's good. Let's talk about it. We'll begin with the undefeated, very good looking prospect at 135, the good Basharat, Farid Basharat, 13-0, 28 years old, 4-0 in UFC coming out Contender Series. In his 4 wins so far in UFC, he has beat Damon Blackshear, Clayton Rodriguez, Taylor Lapilus, and Victor Hugo. Some really good wins sprinkled in with some really shit wins. Rodriguez and Hugo were garbage. Blackshear, that's a legit win. Taylor Lapilus is a phenomenal win. Yeah, Farid's good, man. Farid is really good. His striking, it could get better, and hopefully it has, but his grappling is just amazing. He was able to hold down Blackshear and Lapilus. This dude's good. Like, again, Javid's a joke, but Farid's actually really good. He is a decision machine, which sucks, but he's good. He's really good. And, yeah, he's looking like a guy who could be top 15 in his division. Like, we know Javid has fell off the cliff because he just sucks. But Farid, man, he is looking good. We haven't fought in a while. It's been over a year since his last, or almost a year since his last fight. So, let's see how he does here, getting a big jump up in competition. Chris Gutierrez, even though he's already beat someone who I think is better than Gutierrez and Lapilus, who should still be in the UFC. Let's see what Farid can do here. Could he get his 5th win and pretty much lock in a shot at the top 15, or will he start falling short like his brother? Let's find out. I'm intrigued. We know his grappling is good. He has his striking improved. Still a few things we don't know about Farid completely, but what we haven't seen, what we do know, he is pretty good. And let's see what he can do here. The good Basharat. Let's see what he can do. And then for the opponent, the veteran, Chris Gutierrez, 22-5-2, 34 years old, 10-3 in UFC. Not gonna go down his whole UFC career because we'd be here a minute, and there's really just no need to. So to look at his last couple fights. In his last couple fights, he's had ups and downs. He main evented against Song Yadong and got dismantled. Had a pretty close fight with Quang Lee, which has not aged great. Beat John Castaneda in his last fight in kind of a forgettable fight. He's had ups and downs. And even if you go farther than that, he retired Frankie Edgar. He beat Donna Bagarel. Cody Durden he fought, lost to Ione Barcelos. He's had a lot of ups and downs, but he usually had more ups than downs. was in top 15 for a while. Again, main evented against Song Yadong. Was he the favorite in that fight? No, oh yeah, it was Ricky Simone who was the favorite against Song in a main event for some reason. Gutierrez is good. We know his kicks are phenomenal. He comes from that camp of Johnson Martinez and guys like that. Mark Montoya, great coach. Gutierrez is still a good fighter. His grappling is iffy at times. We have seen his grappling not be phenomenal at times, like the Quang Lee fight. But we know on the feet he's really good. But we know we're getting with Chris Gutierrez, a good veteran, knows how to win. He is really good. Is getting older at 34. And yeah, has had some weird performances lately, but he's still good. A good test for any guy. And we'll see what he can do here, getting an undefeated guy who's very good. Can he take an O? Will he just be added to the wins? Let's see. Adding Gutierrez to your ones would be impressive, but adding an undefeated guy to your resume would also be impressive. Let's see which one happens. You know, we're getting Gutierrez. Your legs are gonna hurt by the end of this fight. But the odds are saying and still undefeated, having Farid Basharat minus 400 plus 300. I get it. He is younger. He has more of a reach. There's a high chance Farid wins this. I don't know if I'd have him minus 400. I'd probably have him like 300, 350 at most. He is good. He is good, but Chris Gutierrez is a big step up, and how has Javid's lowlights hurt Farid? We're gonna find out. I'm still gonna pick Farid. He should win this fight. I do think he's better than Gutierrez at this point. Overall, I think his striking is better than Gutierrez's grappling, and I think he should be able to get the fight down and win. If he can't get the takedowns, I would be very worried for anyone betting or picking Basharat, because Gutierrez is really good on the feet. He is going to chew up Farid's legs, and that could really be a problem fast. But if Farid can get the fight down and keep it there, like he does with everyone else, he's going to be walking home with another W on his record. So I'm going to say that's what happens. I'm going to go Farid Basharat by decision. Could Gutierrez pull off the upset? 100%. You can't count out a guy who's as good as Chris Gutierrez. But I'm going to say Farid Basharat stays undefeated, gets the win here, and I'm going to say Basharat by decision. A little more confident than I am in Jusang Yu. That could be a parlay right there on YouTube. Y'all can tell me if that's a good idea or not. And give me Farid Basharat by decision. I won't be super shocked if Gutierrez pull off the upset, but I'm gonna say he doesn't. I'm gonna say and still undefeated for the good Basharat brother Farid by decision. After that, we kind of hit the low point of these prelims, a fight that I don't think's very good, because both these guys have been fraud checked and kind of just been proven to be shitty after a while. A pretty low level fight at middleweight, something you'll hear again later on the main card. Not thrilled for this, but it could be a finish at least. As we have in our third fight of the prelims, our prelim co-main event, a fight that's not great, because again, both have kind of been fraud checked at, well, not kind of, both have been fraud checked at this point. This fight would have been cool like 4 years ago, but now it's kind of shit. Still should be a finish at least. We have in our co-main event the prelims at middleweight, Edmen, the Golden Boy, Shahbazyan versus André Segpino Muniz. Yeah, this fight would have been really cool in 2021. Yeah, we know both these guys, but mainly for losing. Edmen, we all know the UFC has been trying to make a thing for about 10 years now, but he's just not good. André Muniz was really hyped up, and then he fell off a cliff. Not a great fight, not gonna go too deep into the fight, so let's not waste much time. Now let's talk about, we'll begin with the UFC's favorite golden boy. God, is he really their golden boy? Edmen Shahbazyan, 15-5, 27 years old, 8-5 in UFC. on a 2-fight winning streak versus terrible fighters. We all remember his hype. Izzy talked about him on Jerry, like he was going to fight him for the belt, da-da-da-da-da. And then he took a 3-fight skid against Brunson, Hermanson, and Imavov. Then he's kind of been a win-lose guy ever since. Beat Ugambula, lost to Hernandez, beat Dobson, lost to GM3, and now he's beat Budka and Petrosky. Yeah, he's terrible. If it's a kickboxing match, yeah, he'll win every time. But if you bring grappling into the mixture, he's gonna crumble and fall apart. He has shitty cardio and shitty grappling. He's just not very good at anything outside of kickboxing. The UFC's been trying to make him a thing, but every time they put him against a grappler, he shits the bed. GM3 beat him. Unless, I know Budka was a grappler and Petrosky as well, but those guys are just so shit they couldn't even win. And, yeah, UFC has been trying to make Edmen a thing for years, but he just ain't it. He can beat shit fighters, but against anyone good who can grapple, he has no fucking chance. So, yeah, they really like guys who look like this. Bo Nikolay has the same fucking thing. I don't know what their love is for that shit, but, whatever. And then for the opponent, André Muniz, another guy who had hype and then didn't. 24-7, 35 years old, 6-3 in the UFC coming out Contender Series. Yeah, he had a lot of hype early in his UFC career until he didn't. He started off his career on a 5-fight winning streak, beating Antonio Arroyo, Fabrinsky, Jacare Souza, which is where his career highlight, breaking his arm. I can still hear that noise till this day. Eric Anders and Riot Hall. And then after that, he's kind of been shit. Lost to Brent Allen, lost to Paul Craig, beat Jungyeon Park in a shit fight, and then got finished by Ikram Ashigarov earlier in the year. Yeah, he's terrible. Muniz is terrible. If he's kind of reverse fucking Edmen, if he can't get you grappling, then he can't win. He has no striking. He's old. His cardio's pretty awful. His chin's awful. He's just not good. In a grappling match, yeah, he's scary. If he can't make a grappling match, yeah, he's not too scary anymore. Yeah, he's awful. If he can't get takedowns, he will lose, and, yeah, he's just, not really anything that good, so, just takedown or bust for Muniz as he keeps getting older and shittier, and that's about that. The betting odds for this fight have Edmen Shahbazyan minus 275 to plus 215. I don't know if I'd have him that big of a favorite. I'd probably have him at most like minus 205, 210. He should win this fight. Muniz is kind of on the same level of the grapplers he can beat. Budka and Petrosky, who are just terrible. He should be able to beat Muniz. He should be able to keep it standing and finish him. Like, could Muniz get him down and win? 100% it's Edmen Shahbazyan. But more than likely, I think Edmen will be able to keep it up and win. So I'm going to say Edmen Shahbazyan by knockout in the second. I don't love picking Edmen because I can't remember the last time that I did. But yeah, he should win this fight. Like, I trust him more than I trust Muniz. He can keep it. I have a better feeling he can keep it standing and win more than I think Muniz can get it down and win. Give me Edmen by knockout in a second. Again, he should just be better and should be able to win this fight, so give me Edmen knockout round 2. But if he got taken out, so would I be shocked? Not really. They both suck, but I think Edmen sucks less. Give me Edmen knockout round 2. Not really much more to it. Keep it standing and win. That's your only job, and yeah, they both suck, but I trust the striker there more than the old shitty grappler. Edmen knockout in a second. And then finally, our featured prelim, staying at middleweight. I'm going to say as little as I've ever said for a breakdown, because we already know what's happening here. And then our featured prelim, a fight that changed on very short notice thanks to Ozzy Diaz running away. We have in our featured prelim in the middleweight division the easiest pick of 2025. To end the prelims, Ateba, the silent assassin Gautier versus Tre'ston Vines. I'll keep it short. Obviously, this was meant to be Ateba Gutierrez versus Ozzy Diaz. Ozzy Diaz pulled out, I believe, on Sunday or Monday, and Tre'ston Vines stepped in. Respect to him, he's gonna fucking die. Ateba Gutierrez locks the night, knockout in the first. He's minus 3,000 right now. Yeah, he's winning. This Vines dude is not 10-3, not even that good of a record. Gutierrez by murder. Respect for Vines for stepping in, but you're gonna get murdered here, buddy. Gutierrez knockout in the first. Lock of the night, lock of the year. There you go. There's just not really anything else to really say. There. Ozzy Diaz escaped with his life, so Vines gave his Gutierrez knockout first. Lock of the night to end the prelims. And that's about that for the prelims. Pretty good. Pretty good. The only bad fight I'd really say on these prelims is the Patchy mix fight. Everything else is really good. A few finishes, a few good fights, some names, some good prospects. Like I said, I really enjoy this card from top to bottom. I think all three portions of it are good, and I'm very excited for it. So, prelims look really good. I'm excited for them. What I think 4 finishes I predicted there on big underdog win. I can't wait. Prelims look great. There you go. That's what I gotta say about the prelims. It only took an hour, and now we get to the pay-per-view, one of the last ever. Only I think 4 more pay-per-views till we get to Paramount. So let's not enjoy them because fuck pay-per-view, and let's get to the main card. Over an hour in. Some of the middle of the main card we're not going to spend a lot of time on. The beginning and end we will spend a little bit of time on. But a lot of these fights are not that complicated. So let's get into them as we begin the main card, one of the last pay-per-views at middleweight with a pretty weak fight. But, you know, I don't know what else you'd put on the main card. So, this is our main card opener. I guess it's an okay fight, as we have in our main card opener to begin UFC 320, our first pay-per-view in a while. We begin staying at middleweight for the 3rd fight in a row, and you know, not a great one, as we have to begin UFC 320s and pay-per-view Joe Bodybags Pyfer versus Abus Magomedov. Very interesting fraud battle here. 2 dudes who have been fraud checked in the past, now on winning streaks. Interesting that UFC would book this fight, and I'm actually pretty intrigued to see what happens here. Good matchmaking. I'm intrigued. Let's see it. We'll begin with the guy the UFC loves, one of Jay Beers' favorite fighters, Joe Pyfer. 14-3, 29 years old, 5-1 in the UFC. We all know his UFC career so far. He came in on Contender Series, did good, got the contract, got a lot of hype after 3 wins against Alan Amadovsky, GM3, and Abdul Razak Al Hassan. Then he got a main event spot against Jack Hermanson where he got completely fraud checked. But then, since that fight, he's got back on the winning ways, killing Marc-Andre Barriou like everyone does, and then beating Kelvin Gastelum in his last fight very unimpressively, but win is still a win, and now he's back a couple months later to fight Abus. I don't think Pyfer's that good. I don't think anyone actually thinks Pyfer is that good, but he's okay. He's below average, he hits really hard, but you know, he only has like 3 punches in his fucking repertoire. His grappling is decent, but he never uses it. Cardio's alright. He's fine. He's nothing special at all. He's just a big dude who can hit hard. The UFC wants him to be a thing so badly, but there's better. Gregory Rodriguez is better. There's many other guys. I think Ateba Gutierrez is just as good, if not better. So I don't know. He's fine, but I don't think he's anything special. Again, the UFC wishes he was a thing, but he's just not. And yeah, that's about that. Like, there's not very much that Joe Pyfer, like, fucking lore. He's beat up shit fighters when he finally fought a real opponent, and not even a good one, Jack Hermanson, he lost, and his skill set's about punch really hard. So he's fine, nothing great. Middleweight's pretty weak, so it works. Joe Pyfer. Then for the opponent, the German, whose name ends in OV, so you know he's not good. Abus Magomedov, 28, 6, and 1, 35 years old, both with September birthdays. Interesting. 4 and 2 in the UFC. Another guy who got hype, got a main event, and then lost all his hype. Had a debut against Dustin Stotzfus, looked phenomenal. Then he got a main event against Sean Strickland, lost. Fought Kyle Barallo, lost. But since he is on a 3-fight winning streak, Warley Alves, Bruno Pereira, and Michelle Pereira, as Jay Beer said when we talked about this on stream the other night, ass, and ass. Yeah, Boost is terrible. I don't know what people see in this guy. I think he's awful. He has no cardio. His striking is okay. His grappling is awful. His 3 wins have been garbage. Warley Alves, who's not even in the UFC anymore, and never should have been. Bruno Ferreira, just a big entertainment fighter, not a talented one. And fucking Michelle Pereira, who has fell off the cliff completely. So a Boost is not good. I truly don't think he's anything special, and he sucks, pretty much. So another fraud, about as simple as I can put it. Just like Pyfer. At least he lost to Sean Strickland, but either way, both guys are bum frauds, but what can you do? The betting odds for this fight have Joe Pyfer minus 220 to plus 180. Yeah, I can't really disagree. Like, would I say those are the perfect odds? Maybe. I wouldn't have him under minus 200. Yeah, I would take 220, 230 is right. Pyfer should win this fight. I think he's the better fighter. He's fought weaker competition, but I think he's just better. I really doubt they're the same height, and he has 3 inches less in reach. But how would a Boost win this fight? Is he gonna knock out Pyfer? I doubt it. Is he gonna out-grapple Pyfer? No. Is he going to win a decision against Pyfer? I think Pyfer has better cardio. So I just think Pyfer's the better fighter here. Like, unless Pyfer just shits the bed and like lets a Boost take the fight like Michelle Pereira did, Pyfer should win this. And yeah, I'm gonna go Joe Pyfer by decision. I know usually with Joe Pyfer you go knockout, but just like the KG fight, I'm gonna go decision. Not even because, like, unlike KG, a Boost doesn't have a great chin, but I just think Pyfer's kind of eh. And I think this just will scream a decision, so give me Joe Pyfer by decision. Not very good. He's better, but I don't think that's saying a lot when you're fighting a Boost Magomedov. And give me Joe Pyfer by decision. He's better. He's the better fraud. And yeah. Can he get a finish? Yeah. Could a Boost Magomedov win? I guess, but I don't know how. Give me Joe Pyfer by decision. Now we get to the portion of the main card that is either a fight I don't want to talk about, or either a fight I don't want to talk about, a fight that I don't know what to say about, and a fight that's pretty easy to predict. So this part's going to be pretty quick, so get ready as we head into our second fight of the main card at featherweight, for a fight that's going to just piss me off. And I'm going to talk, not even going to talk about in the recap, because I think we know what's going to happen here, and it sucks. But, you know, whatever, we can dream that the right thing happens here, as we have in our main card opener, or in our second fight of the main card at featherweight, in the featherweight top 15 somehow. We have our second fight of the main card before the last fight, before the big 3 on this card. We have Josh CCO Emmett versus the Moroccan Devil, Yousuck Zalost. Josh Emmett's probably gonna lose to Yousuck Zalost because Zalost just ran away for 15 minutes. I hate this sport sometimes. I'm not gonna waste your time here. What is more than likely gonna happen is just like the Calvin Kattar fight. Zalost is gonna run away and win a boring decision because he's a pussy. He's not good. what am I praying? And I think what everyone's praying happens. God, I hope Josh Emmett puts his chin through the fucking ground. I'm gonna pick Josh Emmett by knockout in the first. I doubt it happens. I think Zalost is gonna run away like a bitch the whole fight and then win. But I'm praying Emmett can get a hold of him and put him in the fucking ground. So give me Emmett by knockout in the first. It's not gonna happen, but I can dream, right? Emmett knockout round 1. Completely biased. It's not gonna happen, but we all want it to. English. Fuck. Zalost not good. Emmett was, but he is older. Zalost just gonna run away like a bitch, but give me Emmett knockout round 1. We can dream. That's what I'm gonna dream happens. And if not, then we're just not gonna talk about in the recap, so there you go. After that, we get to the big 3, beginning with the... I don't even know what to say about this fight. I don't even know what the point of breaking it down is, because who cares what happens, just enjoy it, and that's what I'm going to do. As we have in our third fight of the main card, our featured bout, and a fight that is just pure fan service. I cannot wait for this fight, as we have an easily the fight of the night, a fight I cannot wait for, a fight I have nothing to say because there's nothing to say. We have in the third fight of the night to begin the big 3 at light heavyweight. Not the biggest fight in the weight class on this card, but you know, it's a pretty big fight. As we have Yuri BJP Prohaska versus the Warhorse Khalil Roundtree Jr. What do you even want me to say? I'm not going to give you a breakdown for this because I don't know what you want me to say. Yuri is amazing. Khalil's amazing. I don't know what's going to happen in this fight. I think the odds should be closer to a pick'em. I'd probably have Yuri minus 125, 130. I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't care what happens here. I'm a fan of both. They are both great. And I hope it's a great fight. Someone gets a win and that we all have a great time. I just want to watch this as a fan and enjoy. If I don't know what's going to happen. I could see Yuri winning. I could see Khalil winning. They're both two of the best in the weight class. The winner of this is not getting a title shot. And I cannot wait for this fight. So... as a fan, I don't give a fuck what happens. As a predictor, I hate to predict this fight, and if I have to put since I have to put a pick in, I will put my pick in as Yuri by decision. But am I confident? No. Do I care if I get it right? No. Am I gonna enjoy it either way? Hopefully. Give me Yuri by decision. That I think if I had to do a breakdown, I would probably lean Yuri by a hair. But I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't care what happens here. I don't think anyone should. Sit back, enjoy the fight. They're both fan favorites we all love. So just enjoy it. Give me Yuri by decision. I can't wait. Let's see what happens. What else can I say? Can't wait. Just enjoy it. I don't need to give you a breakdown. Just enjoy it. After that, we get to our first title fight in 2 months, not counting the BMF, because that shit's a piece of garbage. We had our first title fight in a while in our co-main event of the evening, and one of the easiest title fights to predict in a while. In our co-main event for the undisputed UFC Bantamweight Championship of the world, we have in our co-main event having our first title on the line in a long time, in the co-main event for the Bantamweight Championship, the champ, the reigning, defending, undisputed, maybe GOAT of the weight class, Merab, the Machine, Dvalishvili, versus Corey, the Sandman, Sandhagen. Yeah, Merab's gonna win this with ease. Like I said a few minutes ago, I don't have much to say about this fight. What do you want me to say? Merab's gonna win easily. I don't need to tell you about these guys. You know them. Merab's gonna win easily. He's fucking Merab. Corey, A, doesn't even deserve this shot. And B, he's just a shittier O'Malley. Like, Merab's gonna win this easily. He's just better. He's truly just, he's the, at this point, maybe the GOAT of the greatest bantamweight of all time. Like, he's not human. Yeah, his striking sucks. Everything about his game sucks, outside of his cardio and his wrestling. He's Merab. What else can you say? Merab by decision. Pretty confident, close to being a lock. Sandhagen doesn't deserve the shot. It should be Petr Yan, but he, for some reason, took that dumbass Marcus McGee fight. And, yeah, this is a layup for Merab. Corey just isn't a champion in his division. He lost to Umar, for fuck's sake. So, Merab by decision, easy pick, not even much to say. Even if it, and I'll even say if it was Petr, I would say the same thing pretty much. Merab's holding that boat until he gets bored. So, Merab by decision, pretty easy, not much to say. Next. And when I say next, the next thing and the final thing on this card is the main event of the evening. The rematch, what, 7 months in the making? 6 months in the making, to see what happens at light heavyweight. We saw Albert become the #1 contender last week. Now we see who he will be fighting for that belt, as we have the main event of UFC 320, the rematch, 6 months in the making, of a fight no one fucking remembers 6 months ago. We're praying one guy gets his belt back, but we'll see if it happens. In the main event for the undisputed UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the world, the rematch to end the night between Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Poatan Pereira. What's gonna happen? Does Boring keep the belt, or does Pereira save the division from a champion no one can remember? Oh boy, will this be interesting. I don't need to tell you about these guys, you already know them. I don't need to tell you about the first fight because no one remembers it. Nikolay held him on the cage for 25 minutes in a fight no one remembers. He clearly won the fight. I still don't get how people gave Alex that fight. But yeah, it was fucking boring. Will it happen again? 6 months later, Ankalaev now the champion, Pereira not the champion. Ankalaev, will he get passive now that he finally got his belt, or will he just stay hungry? Pereira, we know he got passive after winning the belt, and is he still focused on MMA fully? I don't know. He is 38 years old. He's getting older. The bad guys have Ankalaev the favorite. I get it. I truly get it. I hate to say it. I truly fucking do. But I think Ankalaev will win again. I just think that Pereira's had his time in the sun. He let the fame get to him. He was filming a movie like a month ago. He's not meant to be a light heavyweight. I think his time has passed. He's already a first ballot Hall of Famer. He doesn't need the belt again. Like, of course he wants it. And UFC wants it. We want it. We love Pereira. But yeah, has his time passed? We'll see. I hate to say it, but hopefully it's a good thing I'm saying it, because every time I've picked against Pereira, he's won. I think Ank does it again. I think Ank wins another boring fight no one can remember, and then he fights Carlos Hallberg. Like, I struggle to make a case for Pereira here. I want to. God, do I want to. I want nothing more than Pereira to win. But I just struggle to see it happening, man. I truly do, and with that being said, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna go Ankalaev by decision. I think he can win another boring fight, and that's about that. I want to be wrong. I want Pereira to be 100% focused on MMA. I want him to fucking win. But I just think his time might be done, and I'm gonna say Ank by decision. I hate to say it. I want to be wrong, but I just feel like that's gonna happen. So, just a weird feeling. Pereira is not Pereira anymore. He's a little bit older, not as focused, not as motivated. He had the best year last year, but I think this year, kind of the end of it. Nikolay, and still, sadly, by decision to end the night and hopefully get traded for Dakota Ditchovich sooner than later. And there you go. With that being said, to end the breakdown on a sad note, on a sad pick, I should say, but on a better note, we ended with a boom. That was the card. To go over my picks one more time. Veronica Hardy by decision. Austin Vanderford by decision. Punahele Soriano by knockout in the first. Jakub Wikłacz by decision. Yana Santos by decision. Yu by knockout in the first. Farid Basharat by decision. Edmen Shahbazyan by knockout in the second. Ateba Gutierrez, my lock of the night, by knockout in the first. Joe Pyfer by decision. Josh Emmett, completely biased, by knockout in the first. Yuri Prochazka by decision. Not really a pick, just if I have to put something in. Merab Dvarishvili, and still by decision. And Magomedov Nikolay, sadly, by decision. Bang. A few more finishes than I usually pick. Of course, a lot of other fights could end in a finish. Pyfer, Yuri, a couple, so yeah. And then hopefully, knock on wood, weigh-ins go smooth tomorrow and we get this great card tomorrow, or on Saturday, so I can't wait. I'm super excited for this card. I think it looks great, and hope you're excited too, because I know I am. It seems like every time I'm excited for a card, no one is, and then vice versa, so I can't wait. I know my picks are kind of sad, Magomedov winning and all that, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna try and get, outside of Emmett, I can't pick at all, but outside of that, all my other picks are what I think's gonna happen, and I'll see if I'm right or wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong on that one, and let's see what happens on Saturday night on a numbered card for the first time in a while. Let's kick off October right with a bang, but yeah, about that. You're gonna find out if it was a bang or a whimper Sunday when I do the recap for this card, and yeah, that'll be the next video. So, obviously, stream wise, every night, Tuesday through Sunday, short wise, whenever I do them, and yeah, I think that's about that, man. Good to be talking about pay-per-views again after doing fight nights for like 2 months, it feels like, and let's see what happens on Saturday night. A lot of big shit's gonna go down, and I cannot wait. UFC 320, we made it back to pay-per-views, so let's enjoy them. So, let's stop rambling, and let's hope by next time I'm uploading a video, it'll be the recap, so let's get there sooner than later by saying what we always say, and that is, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, 2 subs go by the end of 2025, and as always, unless I'm forgetting to say something, which I don't believe I am, I'll see y'all video-wise on Sunday, stream-wise every night, and short-wise whenever I do them. Not like anyone watches them anyway. And with that being said, pay-per-views are back, we're back, please Shama win. And with that being said, as always, RX out. Good vibes only. And